Hello guys, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with the unit 14, the subsection 10, and it start with the growth of trade union movement and membership in India. Trade unions in India, as in most other countries, have been natural outcome the modern factory system. The development of trade unionism in India has checkered history and a stormy career. The early period the early period efforts towards organizing the workers for their welfare were made during the early period of industrial development by social workers, philanthropists, and other religious leaders, mostly on humanitarian ground. The first Factories Act 1881 was passed on the basis of the recommendation of the Bombay Factory Commission 1875. Due to the limitation of the act, the workers in Bombay textile industry under the leadership of N.M. Locke demanded reduce of hours of work, weekly rest days, midday recess and compensation for injuries. Bombay Mill Owners Association considered the demand for weekly holiday. Consequently, Lockhart established the first workers' union in India in 1890 in the name of Bombay Mill Hand Association. A labor journal called Dinabandhu was also published. Some of the important unions established during the period are Amalgamated Society of Railway Servants of India and Burma in 1897 and Management the Printers Union Calcutta 1905 and Bombay Postal Union 1907 and the Kamgar Hita Vardhaka Sabha 1910 and the Social Service League 1910 and but these unions were treated as ad hoc bodies and could not serve the purpose of trade unions. And the modest beginning. The beginning of the labor movement in the modest sense started after the outbreak of World War I in the country. Economic, political, and social condition of the day influenced the growth of trade union movement in India. Establishment of internal labor organization in 1919 helped the formation of trade unions in the country. Madras Labor Union was formed on the systematic lines in 1990. A number of trade unions were established between 1919 and 1923. Category-wise unions like Spinners Union and Weavers Union came into existence in Ahmedabad under the inspiration of Mahatma Gandhi. These unions were later federated into the industrial union known as Ahmedabad Text Labour Association. This union has been formed on systematic lines and has been functioning on sound lines based on the Gandhian philosophy of mutual trust, collaboration, and non-violence. And the next is All India Trade Union Congress. The most important year in the history of Indian trade union movement is 1940 when the All India Trade Union Congress AITUC was formed consequent upon the necessity of electing delegates for the International Labour Organization, that is ILO. This is the first All India trade union in the country. The first meeting of the AITUC was held in October 1914 at Bombay, now Mumbai, under the presidency of Lala Lajpat Rai. The formation of AITUC led to the establishment of All India Railway Men's Federation, that is AARF, in 1922. Many company railway unions were affiliated to it. Signs of militant tendency and revolutionary idea were apparent during this period. Period of split and merges. The splinter group of AITUC formed All India Trade Union Federation in 1929. Another split by the communists in 1931 led to the formation of All India Trade Union Congress. The splits were more common during the period. However, efforts were made by the Railway Federation to bring unity with the AITUC unity. And these efforts did bear fruit and All India Red Trade Union Congress was dissolved. Added to this, and All India Trade Union Federation also merged with AITUC. The unified AITUC's convention was held in 1914 in Nagpur. But the unity did not last long. The world was too broad split in the AITUC There were two groups in the AITUC, one supporting the war while the other opposing it, and the supporting group established its own central organization called the Indian Federation of Labour. A further split took place in 1947 when the top leaders of the Indian National Congress formed another central organization. Indian National Trade Union Congress. The efforts of Indian National Congress resulted in the establishment of Indian National Trade Union Congress, that is INTUC. By bringing the split in the AITUC, INTUC started gaining membership right from the beginning. And other central unions are socialist separated from AITUC had formed Hind Mazdoor Sabha HMS in 1948. The Indian Federation of Labour merged with the HMS, and Radical formed another union under the name of United Trade Union Congress in 1949. Thus, the trade union movement in the country was split into four distinct central unions during the short span of 1946 to 1949. Some other central union were also formed. There were Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh BMS in 1955 and the Hind Mazdoor Panchayat HMP in 1965 and the Center of Indian Trade Union, that is CITU, in 1970. The splinter group of INTUC formed Union Trade Union Congress. The split in the Congress Party in 1969 resulted in the split in INTUC and led to the formation of National Labour Organization, that is NLO. There are over 9,000 trade unions in the country, including unregistered union and more than 70 federations and confederations registered under the Trade Union Act 1926. The degree of unionism is fairly high in organized industrial sector. It is negligible in the agricultural and unorganized sectors, though the number of unions has greatly increased in the last 4 decades. The union membership per union has not kept pace. The National Commission on Labour has stated that only 131 union had a membership of over 5,000. More than 70% of the unions had membership of below 500. Over the years, the average membership figures per union have fallen steadily from about 1,387 in 1943 to 632 in 1992-93. And the union with a membership of over 1,400 constitute roughly 4% of the total unions in the country. There is a high degree of unionization and varying from 30% to over 70% in coal, cotton, textile, iron and steel, railway, cement, banking, insurance, ports and docks and tobacco sector. White collar union have also increased significantly, covering officers, senior executives, managers, civil servants, self-employed professions like doctors, lawyers, traders, etc. for safeguarding their interest. There are as many as 10 central union trade union organization in the country as against one or two in UK, Japan, USA. The criteria for recognition as central trade union has been that the combined strength should be 5 lakhs members with a spread over to the at least 4 states and 4 industries as on 31/12/89. Okay, so there is a trade union strength is there, trade union and its strength are in this column, box 1. You just go through that. Okay, and the next is Trade Union Act 1926. The Trade Union Act 1926 legalized the formation of trade unions by allowing employee to form trade union. It allows trade union to get registered under the Act. Registration provides legal status to the trade union and it becomes body corporate, and it can hold movable and immovable property and can enter into contract and can sue and can be sued. The Act also provides immunities to the unions from civil and criminal prosecutions for bona fide trade union activities. Union can generate general fund for day-to-day activities and political fund for political activities. For details, refer the Act. and the recognition of trade union. The underlying idea of former trade union is to negotiate and bargain with employers to improve the service and employment condition of workers on their behalf. This collective bargaining process can be possible only when employer recognize a trade union as bargaining agent and agree to negotiate with it, because it is difficult to negotiate with the multiple trade unions in a single organization. The Trade Union Act 1926, the only central law which regulates the working of the union, does not have any provision for recognition of trade union. Some attempts were made to include compulsory recognition in the Trade Union Act 1947, 50, 78, and 88, but it could not be materialized. There are, however, state legislations like Maharashtra Recognition of Trade Union and Prevention of Unfair Labor Practices Act 1971, Madhya Pradesh Industrial Relation Act 1960, and other states like Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, and Orissa, etc., which have gone for such a legislation of late. And the usual method used to determine union strength, which is the basis of the recognized as follows. That is election by secret ballot, under which system all eligible workers of as establishment may vote for their chosen union. Election to be conducted by a neutral agent, generally the registrar of unions, in a manner very similar to the conduct of general election. And a check-off method, under which each individual worker authorizes management in writing to deduct union fees from his wages and credit it to the chosen union. And verification of union membership, method by the labor directorate, as adopted as resolution in the same session of the ILC, and used widely in many establishments. And the next is rule of thumb, or intelligent guessing by management or general observation to assess union strength, either by the response at gate meeting and strike or discussion with the employees. This is not a reliable method, particularly in large establishment, and can also be subject to change at short intervals. And the Second National Commission of Labor considered the issue seriously and made the following recommendation. We recommend that the negotiating agent should be selected for recognition on the basis of the check-off system. A union with a 66% membership be entitled to be accepted as the single negotiating agent, and if no union has 66% support, then unions that have the support of more than 25% should be given proportionate representation on the negotiating college. And secret ballot is logically and financially a difficult process in certain industries. Chekhov system has the advantage of ascertaining the relative strength of trade union. Chekhov system should be made compulsory for all establishment employing 300 or more workers. For establishment employing less than 300 workers, also the Chekhov system would be the preferred mode. And the next is rights of recognized union. Recognized unions have certain rights which are all as follows: the right to raise issues with the management, right to collect membership fees with the premises of the organization, and the ability to demand check off facility, ability to put up a notice board on the premises of for union announcement, and the ability to hold a discussion with the employees at a suitable place within the premises, right to discuss members' grievance with the employer, and the ability to inspect beforehand a place of employment or work of its members, and the nomination of its representative on committee formed by the management for industrial relations purposes, as well as in statutory bipartite committee. And multiplicity of trade unions create a problems for both the employer and the trade union. Therefore, recognition of a trade union as negotiating agent is a business necessity. Sooner a central legislation is passed and industry and business houses started dealing with recognized unions, better it will be. Such a device is beneficial for both the employer and the trade unions. It provides strength, it provides opportunity for understanding and mutual appreciation, and thus provides opportunity for a matured employer union relationship. Okay, so this is about today's session. If you have any doubt, you can comment it on comment box, or you can contact our contact number also. And next sessions we will discuss on next video onwards. Thank you so much.